Hello, it's Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on the purchase of your Forest River R-Pod 189 travel trailer. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite and a few things to take into consideration when you're parking. On your campsite, we're going to have an awning to run out. Leave room for that. On your off campsite, besides your little slide, I also want you to think about where your power water connections are going to be. Your power is going to be right behind your tire, and your water connection is going to be toward the front. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once we arrive and unhook your hitch, first thing we're going to do is level our unit. Your unit comes with a hand crank. The right will bring it up, left will bring it down. Just stick a level on there. Keep an eye on it. Once you got your unit level, next thing we're going to do is stabilize it. Now all four corners of your unit has these 3/4 inch scissor stabilizing jacks. I'm going to recommend jack pads. Put some jack pads down. They're going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks. Better distribute the weight. Keep them protected from hot blacktop, different things in the summer. So we're only going to want to run these down until they're taut. Get all four corners down, you got our unit level and stable. We can hook up our power and water. Got a big long 30 amp cord here. Plugs in just behind the rear here. Push that up in there and then turn it to the right and then put on your black washer. Now at the end of that 30 amp cord, should you need to plug into a 110, in your convenience pack will be a 30 to 15 amp reducer. Got your power hooked up, let's hook up your water. At campsites, we're going to hook up to your city water connection. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. Always use this because you don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites. Hook that up to your city water connection. Hook up your hose, but don't turn your hose on yet. Look just to the left is going to be your hot water heater. And all we're going to do at this point is make sure our drain plug's back in there. Throw some plumber's tape around that, not putty. Putty will gum up on you. Get that in there nice and snug with a 1/8" socket, 1/16", excuse me. That'll get that in there nice and tight. Once that's in there tight, you can go ahead and turn on your hose. After that hose has been on for a few minutes, go inside and open up this slide if you need to. I need you to get in there and open up your water taps. Open up all of your water lines, get a nice steady flow of water going through them, get all the air out of the lines. Once you got water going through them, shut them off, come back out here, lift up on this pressure release valve, and if some water comes out of there, then you'll know that your hot water heater is full, and then you can turn this on from indoors. Now for some reason during your trip, hot water heater doesn't seem to be working, come out here to look to see if either one of these are bubbled up. They are resets. And then lastly, down here is your electric element, and that should be set to off unless you're hooked up to 110. Otherwise, that's the only time you want to turn that on out here. Normally you turn that on indoors. Now let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to use city water. We're going to go dry camping or boondocking. In that case, we're going to fill up our freshwater tank or our potable water. No need for a water pressure regulator here. Use a hose to gravity fill this. Two ways to tell when it's full. One is an overflow valve right here, or two on the inside where you check the levels of your black and gray tanks. There's also a freshwater button. Keep an eye on that when you're filling this up. Don't leave it unattended. Once it's full, put your cap back on there, and then whenever you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump indoors. Don't turn on your water pump when hooked up to the city water. That's already pressurized. That's just to pump water out of your fresh tank. Alright, we're all set up with power and water. Let me continue walking you around the unit, continuing on the off camp side with your stabilizing jacks, your hot water heater. Again, our water connections. Down there's your fresh water drain. And here's our low point drains. This is a flue for your furnace. Two things on that. One, make sure it's never blocked. And two, if you're running your furnace, steer clear of that. It do get hot. Under your slide down here is going to be your black tank, your sewage. The other side of your tire will be your gray tank. In your slide will be access to your fridge and a hot and cold outdoor shower. Cable and satellite, again your gray tank, pass-through storage, spare tire with a cover, again your pass-through storage, the magnet will hold that up. Porch light and a couple outdoor speakers. Here's your black tank flush. We'll talk about that when dumping your black tanks and emptying the unit. A couple of 110s here. You can take the hose for spray port hose and hook it up out here. There's a quick connect hose for that right here. So you can spray this side of the unit off. Your propane does come with a cover. Note, don't just try to lift that up off there. There's actually a wing nut that connects and holds it on the back. And then your power. Check your battery post now and then, make sure nothing's wiggled loose over time. Down below that, a quick connect LP. Well, it covers everything out here. Let's go take a look on the inside. Alright, coming up beside your unit, first thing I always like to point out is your fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway. To the left of that, your breaker box and fuses. Got quite a variety there, a 7.5, a couple 15s, a couple 30s, and a 40. Highly recommend having some of those with you when you go camping. Up here on the wall is a charging port. Your TV, we'll turn that on back here. When you get to your campsite, turn your TV on, run the local digital channel scan so you can pick up the channels at the campsite that you're at. Shut that back off here. So yeah, get in there and run your digital channel scan and you'll be able to pick up more channels. Up top, you can change your speakers for the sound system to indoors, outdoors, or both from over here. See if I can get anything to come in this building here. Indoors, both, or just outdoors. Nice sound system. I can pick up anything in this metal building. This is where it's prepped for solar. Keep this template on here in case a future owner ever wants to completely wire this thing for solar. Here's your awning extend. I'll run awning instructions here in a minute. Your slide control, we'll run that back in here in a little bit. Awning LED, a porch light, and my interior lighting. On your awning. Now one thing you're going to want to note is to keep your door closed when you run this awning out, or at least up to this point, so your awning will clear your doorway. That's simply a power awning. As it heads out, we'll run it all the way out. Now all we do on the ends here is I'm going to pull back on this and it is going to release this, the whole leg. Bring your leg down, extend it, just gotta swivel it a little bit. You'll tuck this down inside here and lock that in like so. Do the same thing on both ends. Again, just pulling to the left with this. It's going to release the whole leg. Bring your leg over. Rotate it, lift this up, tuck your bottom in, snap that down, and there's your awning set up. Put it away, so you can lift back up. You can put these feet on the ground and weigh them down with a weight or a post, depending on where you're camping. Kind of hard to do one-handed here, so let me get this all put away here for you, tucked up, and then we'll close it back up. And with my arms tucked back in, I'm just going to close my door and bring this on in back in with the retract. Come back in pretty quick. Again, just keep your door clear of it. Shut off my lighting. Tell you one thing about slam locks, they work best when gently slammed. Alright, coming back into the unit. Going down over here in the hallway to your control panel. Here's where you see your brand new battery. Fresh water, that's the one I said to hold down when you're filling your potable water. Black and gray tanks. Here's where you turn on your water heater. Here's where you turn on your water pump if you're using that fresh water. Go to our thermostat. Go try to find the AC here. It's probably a lot colder than the 55, as low as it can go. Maybe we can get it crank up. Oh, here it goes. It's got a quick dump here. As well as the sides. Now you notice if I go around and shut the AC off, go around until it says off. Generally ACs are shut off kind of quick. See how long that takes. As I'm waiting for the AC to shut off, down here on the floorboard, let me show you a 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mentioned that's 12 volt, it's always running off your battery. So if you are out boondocking, dry camping somewhere, I didn't see a battery disconnect. If you're going to be gone for the day and you don't want this to run your batteries down, disconnect one of your batteries, keep that from running that down. Back up to your thermostat. I am going to come around to heat this time. Got it cranked up to 70, shouldn't take long. Let the kick on. There we go. Now you'll notice when I shut your heat off, it's going to take a little bit longer than it did for the AC to shut off. Just takes a few minutes for the fan to cycle through. In our bathroom, 110 with your GFCI reset and some plumbing to maintain. It's almost all PEX nowadays. I mean, you're bouncing a house down the road. If you do a lot of traveling with your camping, keep an eye on things. There's an access panel for that there, and an access panel for the bottom of your shower through there. Do have a couple legs here. Simply stick your legs in here, and our table will mount up there. Pretty self-explanatory there. You got a smoke alarm up here. Coming down the hall. Storage, we do have a one second start. Popcorn never will start. You see a microwave running. There it goes. Stop that. Below that is your fridge. Hermetic fridge. Turn it on here. You got three choices. Run off gas, run off electric, or run off 12 volt. Over here, 1 through 5, 5 being the coldest. Make sure if you are running off gas that your gas is on. On the cooktop here, turn this to high and light this with a stick lighter. Light. Storage, another 110 up here. And I'm going to try to show you real quickly how to turn this sofa into a bed. Set this one just jackknife down. So you got a little bit of storage underneath here. So you can lay that one down into a bed as well. Jackknife it back up. And that about covers everything on the inside. So act like we're leaving the campsite and close the unit up. What I like to do Just go through the unit and shut off all my lights. Just shut that bathroom off. I'll go to my main lights. Now I can see any other lights are accents that need shut off. That was all of them. Turn my main lights back on and say doors and drawers. Walk through your unit, make sure all your doors and drawers are closed. Everything's secure for travel. Come up here. Slide room in. Just got that in. Shut off our interior lights and exit the unit. Now, before you leave the campsite, or before you leave the dump station, lock and deadbolt this door, lift and turn this handle. That's how you want that for traveling. You don't want the horror story of your entry door coming open as you're traveling. See, I forgot to shut the light off outdoors. All of our lighting's off. Now, if we are out dry camping, we're going to bring up our stabilizing jacks. Go underneath our fresh water, dump our fresh water drain. Get that drain dumped and head on home or to the nearest dump station, your decision. Alright, if we're at a campsite, we're going to unhook our power, our water, our cable, bring up our stabilizing jacks and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, park accordingly. Your dumps are going to be right in front and right behind your tire on your off campsite. Got 10-foot hose comes with your convenience pack. Hook that up on the one in front of your tires where your sewage outlet is and pull that black handle. Again, that is your sewage. Once it sounds like it's no longer draining, leave that handle open. Go inside, check the level of your black tanks. If it shows it's empty, again, leave that handle open, grab the hose at the dump station, and come on over here to this black tank flush. Hook that hose up and let that run for a good 5 minutes. It's gonna wash all that nastiness out of your black tank, loosen all that up, get it out, a lot of it out of there. Let that run for a good 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, remove that hose, shut that. Go back inside, check the level of your tanks, make sure that all that washout that you just put in there for that black tank has drained. When that's done, close that black handle, remove that hose, and come on over here and hook up to this gray tank. Now it's gonna be cleaner water, your sinks, your showers. That's gonna clean your sewage hose out for you. Usually while my gray tank's draining, I'll go ahead and open up my low point drains. The low point drains get done. Not gonna be camping for a while and you want to get rid of the stagnant water in your hot water heater. Come in here, lift up on this pressure release valve. Now be careful, hot water is going to come out of there. When that's done, push that back down, otherwise your door won't close. And then you can pull your drain plug out of here. That will get all that stagnant water out of there for you. When your grays are done, or your low points are done, put the cap back on. Your gray's done. Remove your sewage hose, and conveniently and sanitarily store it up here in your sticky hose. Put that right inside there and head on home. Again, thank you so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this R-Pod for many years to come. Happy camping.